eyeshadow
Say
on,
I'm
the eye
naked.
shade on, and
Look, I don't want y'all to say I'm naked today. I'm
hey,
trying to
yeah.
get my
We
full-on
like
green
teasing
screen
you.
on. Huh?
We like teasing you.
I'm not naked.
Thank goodness, man, because I got a strike because of you. I got a strike, a YouTube strike, messing around with Moochie.
For what?
Moochie gave you a community guideline strike for being naked on camera.
For
Right?
real?
No,
No,
man.
no.
Oh, I was gonna say I wasn't naked.
No, Moochie.
Moochie was like, for real?
No,
I'm so
I was
sorry.
not. Look, I was not naked.
no, Moochie, man. We just messing with you. We already live, my people. So what's happening,
Oh,
YouTube? We in the building. We just shooting the breeze till y'all get in here. And I want to thank you guys that showed up last night for my interview with the young lady who was on the Shy episode 7. Her name was Marquita Seals. She hit me up today to say that y'all gave her cash out over $100, helping her get with her studio time. So I'm very grateful for you people coming through and
Wait, I
holding
didn't even
down
know.
the
I
community.
didn't even get the notification.
see, I wasn't the only one, but I think I had a problem. I
Damn.
told you my little my mishap.
I
told
just
you
assumed it didn't happen because you said it may or may not happen. And I didn't get a
Yeah.
notification, so I was like, well, I guess it didn't happen.
See, remember how I told y'all ever since YouTube screwed me in 2019, a lot of people are telling me they don't never get my notifications. So now
My
when I
son
do,
got it, but I didn't get it.
I don't get it, man. I
You
don't.
know,
I
That's
you
don't
know
get
what's
it.
interesting is I went on today. I was watching this video that somebody did about like some of the best photography YouTube channels, and I went on to go check some of them, and I was like, I'm already subscribed to this person. Why is it like telling me to subscribe again? So I ended up it was like out of a list of 10 of them, probably half of them somehow I ended up unsubscribed, and I had to resubscribe. It was weird. So I don't know. Maybe YouTube's just messing with people.
Bruh, they trying to play me, man. They just love giving it to a brother named Lamont who also has a diner that y'all ain't know about in New York and in Jamaica, Queens. Y'all ain't know about that Lamont diner. When I told y'all I had club, I told y'all I've been to my club, my uncle's club, Shay Shay, because I wanted to learn how to start a Lamont diner, and now we got one in New York. What's up, Nita?
Hey,
All
how
right.
you doing?
Hey, Nita.
I just went on and unsubscribed and then resubscribed and clicked the bell for all. So to see if that'll help.
I hope, man. I hope. We'll see. So, Nita, we just getting
Nita?
cranked up. We just getting
Hey,
cranked
hey.
up. Talking about power. Everybody in the building. Let me shout out my crew in the building. Key, Malik, Shaq, who I saw last night on Jay Moore's channel. We shot the breeze about basketball. He's going to be coming through. Wanting to do a little sports talk. Lawrence, Alex, my brother in Detroit. Monique Johnson, Gina Brown. It's Maya still in the building. Eric Iverson, who be sending them lovely super chats. Kobe James, that's Larry's boy. Mr. Universal Sports, Will Lawrence, my big homie, all in the building. We got 39 fast and quick. Let's get down to the nitty gritty here. This is the culmination of Power Book 3. This is going to be our review of episode 1. But before we do the review, I just want to get everybody's early thoughts on the show. And when I say early thoughts, I mean short 1-minute thoughts so we can get through this video, Larry, because I'm coming to you first.
Why you going in on me, man? What'd I do?
Hey, man, your 1 minute be an hour. You know how they say you got a hot New York minute? That don't be you. You be a California minute.
See, I do biblical minutes. You know, like they say, a year to God is like a second to us. So I do biblical minutes.
Exactly. we be growing gray hair. But go ahead, tell me how your initial thoughts on the first episode of Power Book 3.
I thought it was okay. I was not as excited about it after watching it as I was going into it. I was really thinking this show's going to be great because after I had total low expectations of Power Book 2, when I was like, okay, Power Book 3 is going to be great, and then I was sort of, I don't want to say I was disappointed, but I was definitely underwhelmed. So
okay.
Yeah, and I'll leave it there.
I'm sure you'll tell us why as we get to the different points. So
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying I was underwhelmed. I think it was because my expectations were simply too high. If I went into this with zero expectations, I think I would have been really pleased with it. But I think because my expectations were so high, I was like, it was cool. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Moochie, I'm coming to you next, but let me shout out my super chatting brother and welcome Jay Moore to the band.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Jay? Eric Iverson, shout out. He's doing super chat of $5. Appreciate you, homie. I read Raising Kanan set a new record at Stars, largest rating for a premiere in history. Oh, and hey, Nutella, my boo. Oh yeah, Eric, I read the same thing. I mentioned that in my trailer review video the other day. Yeah, this was the highest rated premiere that Stars has ever had so far. Let's hope they keep up that energy. But jump on in there, Mooch.
I like the episode. I love the nostalgia, the dress, the music. I don't know. Somebody was saying Monday when we talked about it, about their accents, but I don't got no accent. I don't know what y'all talking about this New York accent.
What?
What? Yeah, I don't know what y'all talking about.
You know what you're talking about.
Really? Really?
Anywho.
Okay.
You know.
All right, I kept it short.
Okay. All right, J-Mo, what are your initial thoughts of Power, episode 1, book 3?
Man, I really liked it. I liked it a lot more than Power Book 2.
Really?
Way better. I didn't want to see Saved by the Bell. I'm done with Screech. I mean Tariq and Screech with a gun.
You know Tariq's in Tokyo right now.
Oh yeah,
he's about to run. He's about to run in the Olympics.
Yeah,
he been practicing all season on book 2, so I believe that. When you had me, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Oh, it was okay. No, but it was definitely more the feel of the original series of Power to me, at least like how the first season was moving and stuff kind of fast. And the action and the street drama. And after watching The Chi for a while, I was looking for some more street drama and stuff. So it wasn't on The Chi no more. So that's good. It kind of was, breath of, I like that. So, and then the nostalgia, me, being from that time period, I was like looking at everything from the brick cell phone to the radios, the clothes, the music, everything. I like
the music was dope, definitely.
Yeah.
The haircuts. I had a couple of them haircuts.
Yeah, the box, the Gumby.
Yeah, man. I had the Nino Brown. I had a couple of them joints.
Jukebox with the door knocker earrings.
Yeah.
And what about that Nissan Supra? That rocked right up here.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
He had a nice Supra.
Yeah.
And I know where that was too.
Oh Lord, Nita, jump on in there. Give us your initial thoughts.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. It was more like a palate cleanser for me. It was like nothing like we've been looking at current day, and like you said, Saved by the Bell, the street life. But I thought it was great. I love the needle drops, the LL Cool J, Public Enemy, Soul to Soul. They had so many different songs that just put you right there and just in the atmosphere. And it was the nostalgia for me. I will say that it was the nostalgia for me. And I just think it didn't remind me too much of Power. And I think that's a good thing for me. Like, I just kind of wanted that kind of level of separation. Like, I felt like book 2 was pretty much a carbon thing of the first book. And, I was just tired of that. So I wanted something fresh, and that's what I got. So I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it. It felt like, to me, the first episode actually had the feel of a finale. When it started picking up, it picked up. It seemed like we had a climax, and then it seemed like we had an ending almost. You had someone catch a body. It felt pretty quick to me. I thought that was a great opening. The thing that I want to know is, are they going to be able to maintain that type of pace? Because it seems like they're sticking small things in there to remind you of the original Power. Hugo's Club. Damn if that ain't look like Ghost Club. It looked just like Ghost Club, in my opinion.
It did.
Yeah, you had that scene. And then in true Stars tradition, I don't know way stars are starting to do this mess up, but this year, if you're a female, you having sex with a dude, you get off the man before he get off. Just what we seen with the white girl. They was doing that on Run the World. They did it with this white girl in Power. Before dude mid-stroke, she hopping up because she smelled Kentucky Fried Kitty Cat. Kentucky Fried Dog. Like what?
That was Chinese food, you mean?
Man,
oh, you're about to. Oh,
My grandmother used to say that.
So, well, ladies and gentlemen,
I do not condone that.
Hey, look, they did it on the show last. Shout out
I
to
am
Bud.
disavowing PETA and the Asian American organizations. I do not condone that.
So is Kentucky Fried Chicken gonna try to ban me because I ain't been there in like 20 years in the first place? You know?
You want no clone chicken?
Nah, bro, I want none of that. Appreciate you, Buzz. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now that we done got everybody's feet wet, we done jumped the broom. Let's go ahead and take a look at one of my favorite scenes, and I love the character Rock. She gonna be
I have a
something to mess
question right
with.
quick, man.
Yeah, go for it.
Support Gaming said he left a comment said Larry and Lamont gonna be the new Ghost and Tommy in the next Power spinoff, book 6. I'm cool with that, but I want to know who's gonna be the white dude because we both dark.
As hell.
You know?
What we gonna be white facing now? Somebody that's what we about to do. We're gonna white.
You're gonna have to do like Eddie Murphy in Vampire in Brooklyn when he was the gangster. I just saw that again the other day. So it's
a good show.
That was a good movie. That was a good damn movie.
And it didn't get the props it deserved. Eddie is a dope comedic actor, man.
Yeah, he is, man.
Yeah.
He's the man.
He is.
Eric Iverson super chatting again. That's twice. Appreciate it, my brother.
Loving
Did y'all catch Kanan friend Famous, who was named Sean? I think this is who Kanan named his son after. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a good one.
I can tell this brother watched my trailer reviews because I made mention of something similar. Very similar. Because
Good point.
yeah, that's a good one, Eric. That's a good one. See, this is why we need y'all to participate when we do these lives. Y'all
Nita,
bring
how come you didn't catch that?
so much to the show.
I didn't catch that.
I sure didn't think of that myself.
Hey man, that's why we got this crew.
Let me ask you one thing right quick. I did pick up on that truth. Looked like the same spot, but do you think that was sentimental, or is that a space that they just used for props and they tried to change it up so maybe we wasn't supposed to know it?
They did try to change it up a little bit, I think.
A little bit of both. I think they tried to change it up, but not so much that you don't recognize the little pieces of truth that still exist in it, because it still has little tidbits of truth, but they did change it up a little bit.
Because we ain't met Hugo and we don't know Ghost Father's name. Is that Ghost Father's Club?
Well, we saw Hugo mid-stroke, poor fella. And he told the bitch to bring him some water back. Instead, she brought him fried chicken, dog.
Oh, man.
That's what she brought him back. All right, people, here we go. Opening scene that I really, really love. And then we'll go pretty much point by point and try to take you guys' comments.
You're the one who made a deal with Hugo to sell your blow here. Your coke's all stepped on and dirty. Ghetto shit. It's a bad look for the pub. Going forward, we're going to be using my source.
I bet you won't. Let me get at her for a sec, right? Yeah, this bitch doesn't know who she's fucking with.
Who you calling a bitch?
You, bitch.
I'm getting my master's up at City College, urban planning.
Well, I'm urban. I like plans.
I just have some shit to talk about, man.
That was the smoothest shit.
Let me tell you something. When she came back with him and said, "I'm urban, I like planning," it ain't nothing the man can say. You say he was tongue twisted for a minute. He won't expect that. He was not expecting. And honestly, even me with my slick tongue, I would have been tongue twisted for a minute because I would. She said, "I'm urban and I like planning." I said, "Damn." Whoa,
I'd have been like, well, let's make some plans now.
Whoa, what kind of plan do you want to do? I mean, I got a plan A, I got a plan B, I got a plan C. Whatever plan that you want, I got a plan for you. So Big Larry, I'm gonna come to. Well, I came to you last, Larry. So I'm gonna come to Moochie first. Let me get up here and get straight. So they opened this story up with your boy Little Kanan getting that ass beat. They taking his lunch money. Okay, he goes home, and this is when we get introduced to how badass Rock is. Rock was like, "The fuck." You really think I'm about to let you get your ass beat? Let me take these batteries out of your remote control car. And they was D batteries, ladies and gentlemen. These weren't no C. These weren't no rechargeables. These were D batteries. Put them in a sock, sent his butt back to the playground, and he commits to ass whipping with the sock. Moochie, break it all down for us.
Look, with this, sometimes you got to send your kids out to the wild so they don't become be a victim every day. So I got where she was going with this, but I think she went a little too far with the socks and the battery and all of that.
Well, she had to leverage the playing field, Moochie.
I mean, she did have to level the playing field, and I mean, I'm speaking from experience. I did have to tell my son, "Look, you get him, or I'm gonna get you. Who you want to deal with?"
Okay.
So I mean, it is. I understand that. Okay. I totally understand it because. That's how, to me, that the way it was back then, people fought, and that's how you dealt with bullies.
So that's what I was going to ask. That was going to be my next question to Nita about the same situation. What would happen if parents start sending their kids back out there to beat up bullies the way Rock sent Kanan to beat up the bully? We start doing that in 2021. Break us off, Nita.
I don't know. It's too many mental illnesses out here. It's too many guns out here. People ain't about that fight life. So I don't know. I mean, you definitely want to, get your kid to fight for himself. I agree with that. You don't want him to be no pussy nigga. But I don't know. I thought she did what she could do. Like you said, level the playing field. He got jumped. And so, if he got to come out there, he still came out there with his hands. At least it wasn't no gun. They still lived to, live another day. So, hey, I was here for it.
J-Mo, what you think? Would as a parent, would you not be worried about retaliation, J-Mo, from them kids?
Exactly. What it does is create a cycle. So now he gonna run home and his mama gonna see him all busted up and bleeding, and then she coming out looking. And then what happens is the parents get into it. That's what normally it happens. Sometimes they may not go because he may not have said nothing because he actually did rob him too. It didn't just beat him up; he robbed him too. And so it's a little deeper than that. And like she said, it ain't no guns. They wasn't people in the 80s. Wasn't ready to go about that gunplay so quick either. We used to use our hands more or some batteries or something. A similar story, this one kid in my school used to get picked on by this big boy and he got beat up. So he got master locks and put it in something and came at him with 2 master locks. He actually put him over his fist like brass knuckles. He put him over his fist like brass knuckles and beat his ass with those master locks, and he didn't get bullied no more. So,
in a can of soup.
So, what I'm saying? He ended up, you got to stand up for yourself. But I look at it like this in this situation for what she was doing. That was her chance to save him from what he would become later in the episode. Not to get too far ahead, but she was trying to tell him then, but it's too late. You done already made him whoop ass and do all of this when he was a kid. If you didn't want him to be a part of that life, like he said, you shouldn't have had me here. So, like dude told her, every kid ain't cut out for the South Side. She wanted hers to be that way. And you can't be mad when he that way.
No. Big Larry, jump on in there, finish this off for us. And Larry, I think everybody in this panel had bullies. And the way I overcame my bullies, I detested bullies. My grandma detested bullies. She didn't care if I got in a fight with a bully that was bullying somebody else that was a friend of mine, as long as I was going to do something bad to the bully. And so I would usually be the one that they would come to when you had a damn bully. And I used to try to tell people the only thing that the bully has over you is that he knows you're afraid of his punk ass. Punch him in the balls if you have to. He'll leave you the fuck alone. Talk about it, Larry. Talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why the mom did that to a certain degree. I still think it was wrong, but I understand why she did it. I mean, yeah, I mean, we've all had instances where people wanted to pick on us. I mean, I went to all white schools for most of my life, and it was for a long time. It was like I was fighting all the time because people are always saying nigger, jungle bunny, spirit sucker, and then I would get into a fight all the time.
Jungle bunny. What?
And my brother told me
Jungle
finally,
bunny.
he said, "Look." He was like,
You say you went to a predominantly white school though at one time when you was young.
I mean, for most of my life, I did. In
Okay.
fact, all my life I did, except for my senior year in high school.
See, I never sat in the class with a white person until I was in college.
Right.
Oh,
So,
wow.
but what my brother told me was, he said every year, he said, when you go, because he said, this is what I do. He said, when you go back to school, he said, the first person that says something to you, he said, you fight them and you beat them down so bad that no one else wants to take that chance. He was like, so normally you fight, you beat them up, and then you say, we're all good, and you leave. So he was like, next time you get into a fight, you beat that person down so bad that no one else wants to test you. And so the next time I got into a fight, that's what I did. I just beat the person down so bad that people were like, oh, snap. And in fact, I don't think I got into a fight for like another couple years after that, you know? But that's just the way it has to be.
That is true strategy, though. That is.
But see, but that's the difference. So, I mean, this was when I was in like elementary and middle school back in like the 70s and 80s. And now you can't do that because people will go and pick up guns and knives and kill you.
Yeah.
But not in the grade school.
At that point, when she saw that he got jumped, she should have picked him up and said, put him in that little Supra that she had and drove him to the grandma's house. That should have been the time to drive him to the grandma's house.
Right.
And take him over there.
Yeah.
Just like what did Will Smith's song say? Your mom and dad said you're going to live with your aunt and uncle in Bel Air, and that's what she should have done. Take him and live with the grandma wherever she's at.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Sally Ann Channing House done came through, broke us off with a lovely super chat of $19.99, and she wants to let you know, Moochie, she's very, very sorry she missed your Animal Kingdom. And whenever somebody super chat that much money, we got to give them a video. So let me find something desirable for Mrs. Channing House. And I'm not specifically saying this to you. I'm just using this as a metaphor for how I would like to get that money. Super chat. Go back and watch some of those classics, man. That's why I use those.
Yeah, that remind me of The Shy, because that was Pimp of the Year. We've been watching Simp of the Year for a while.
Man.
Simp
man.
of the Year.
Wow. You see what y'all done did? Y'all done got the man cranked up now, boy. It ain't no stopping now.
What we say before, simping ain't easy.
It ain't easy, bro. It ain't easy.
Symphony on this show. What's up with Symphony?
I don't trust his ass.
That's a dope name, though. I mean, if you're a smooth brother, that's a dope name.
I don't trust him. He too smooth. When you get to be too smooth, looking like Shamar Moore, little ass brother, I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
What don't you trust about?
Well, like Symphony.
Exactly.
Symphony.
Exactly. I don't trust him. Nita, here we go. We coming your way, Nita. So we find out that Kanan is actually a masterful student. He's super smart. He's so smart, they want him to go to this new school that they done built that costs $150 million with a swimming pool and all this stuff. And then we also learn why they call this chick Jukebox. Because she can sing. Her ass can sing like Whitney. She can sing like Aretha. I even heard of Patti LaBelle. So you keep switching music in her. She's a jukebox of singing. Break down these two scenes for me, Nita the Diva.
It was funny because it's like I guess that's just a character trait in all the guys, that they are super smart and they're supposed to get taken out of the schools and live better lives, but that's just not how it really rolls. That's not how it really happens.
Right.
But it's funny how they always just have that trope on them that boys are just so super smart, but it's all good. But then
let me say this to you, Nita. Elon Musk said that 95% of the drug dealers are smarter
Business.
That's true.
90% of the professors trying to teach business in college. So there could be some truth to this.
It
Yeah.
is truth to
Yeah.
it.
A little bit.
They got some
Well,
business.
it depends on
They
the
got some
level.
dumb ones too, but a lot of smart ones.
Yeah, the corner boys
The
know.
ones that get up.
You're right. The ones that's got the weight, yes. The corner boys, no.
Right.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Nita.
Yeah, and so as soon as she came out the office, a fight had broke out. I was like, yeah, that's typical. So she was like, yeah, we getting you out the school. We're going to put you. And then it really didn't feel like she had those dreams for him until she heard it reinforced from the principal. So I don't know if she really thought he was smart like that. But then once she got that information, that nugget of information, she's like, oh, and she started dreaming and making all these dreams and plans for him and stuff like that. And it was contradictory to the life that she thought that he was going to live. But now that he has this opportunity, you know, she's like, oh, well, you could go this way. You could do all that. But then at the same time, like Jay said, it might just be a little too late because she held him too close to the vest and to the street life. And so his course had already kind of been laid. The foundation had kind of been laid a little bit.
Oh, so he course correct? That's what he doing?
Course correct.
I'm coming to you, J Mo. J Mo, talk about this and talk about jukebox singing. But I want to say this before J Mo go. Rock mentioned that her favorite subject in school was science, especially astrology. Definitely my type of chick. That's all I got to say.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I mean, I wonder what happened with her in school and why she wasn't able to follow her dreams and stuff. It looked like she chose to be with that type of boyfriend and live that type of life. But, I mean, I don't know. I guess it ain't really her story, it's his. One thing I did like is he rocking the triple fat goose. A lot of people don't know nothing about that. That was a name brand coat to have back in the day. For real.
You had one of them, you was warm in the winter.
Hell yeah, boy.
I had one.
You was nice and toasty.
They was wearing a lot of clothes that was the name brand back in the day. He had a Pro Player. Do y'all remember Pro Player? He had a Pro Player jacket on in one of the scenes too. I was like, yo, it took me back.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that growing up.
Yeah, because you was hot in California.
Yeah,
you ain't think about that triple fat goose. Yeah, boy, you had you a triple fat goose. You was doing one. This before everybody was rocking North Face. You was rocking what?
Members only.
Ah, yeah, nah. Y'all might be the last member. But no, man. And also I like that Tommy. I remember getting that jean Tommy type shirt and stuff and everything. And that polo that she rocking, that rugby polo, that was dope right there that she was rocking and stuff. So I liked all of that. And I think it is starting to be a little recurring theme. Like I agree with Nita, how all of them was so smart. And that's why they did what they did. Like, come on, Kanan really wasn't making smart moves in Power to me. He was a manipulator. He was only able to get the best of Ghost because Ghost didn't know he was coming for him because Ghost thought they was friends. And behind the scenes, he hiring peak sneakers or trying to have Sean do this or do that. He never was out maneuvering Ghost straight ahead or he working his son and he didn't know. Like, that's the only way Kanan was doing stuff. He a manipulator. So I would have rather seen him manipulating stuff. I mean, I guess we saw him throw the test, but to be so smart, that wasn't his game I saw in Power. And that's the reason why Ghost had him locked up, because he wanted to stay doing corner boy type stuff, basically. And Ghost had bigger dreams. Wash and fold, club, do this, do that, get out the game. And what was Kanan doing with Tariq? Robbing TVs from his rich friend. Let's take a TV. I got the TV, man. Come on, man. Your big ass stealing TVs. Like, what? Come on, but he a genius.
Oh, man.
Come on.
That's true.
Yeah, I know. Like, you should have been getting them to, like, buy into the business. What they allow, do something, use credit, do something. You so smart. But no, you and your boys are going to take TVs and radios and shit. Like, what? So I don't know, man. That ain't Kanan.
Okay, I'm coming to you, Larry, but let me shout out Super Chatters, man. Wow, y'all coming through tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Cat Harlem, I'm looking forward to meeting Breeze and seeing the Breeze, Kanan and Ghost Days. That's gonna be coming. And then we get on down here to Karen Chalk. No comment, just gave the brothers $20. You want me to take off something? I mean, all you gotta do is say a word. I'll take off a little something. I got some cuts now. The muscles is coming back. Now I'll take off something.
Yeah,
and then
Karen,
we move on down. And Ill Woods is still dropping that fire. And let me give Karen Chalk a little video because she's done dropped the numbers up here. Let me give her let's see, in the spirit of basketball, to say a tribute to my folks in Wisconsin and to Giannis. This is for you, Karen. Uh-oh. Well, let me rewind that, Karen. Let me give you this one.
He working it too hard.
Okay. Well, Karen, I'm grateful. I'm having technical difficulties tonight, so we're just gonna leave it right there.
Hey, that go to show all Karens ain't bad. She definitely a good one.
Definitely a good one. And then we got Montana Max coming through with the $9.99. How'd they show Kanan passion for the game of chess?
Yeah, they should have showed him playing chess with somebody.
Oh, they will. They will. They will.
One episode, right?
Yep. All right, Larry, jump on in there, man. Talk about the jukebox and this opening scene with them realizing Kanan's smart as hell, man. He need to go to this school where he's going to be the only black brother in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We knew he was going to tank the test. I mean, we knew that was coming, or we knew we knew he wasn't going to the school. So part of me is I kind of want them to do something where we're surprised a little bit. I don't feel any surprise coming. They keep telling us, you know how this ended, you know how this started. I feel like I know what's happening in the middle too. I want something more. Give me something, surprise me a little bit, you know. But I mean, I feel Rock feels like, I mean, I feel Rock's contradiction, like the way, and I don't mean to jump too far ahead, but I think it's all tied in together here, where it's like she keeps saying she wants him to do something else. She wants him to go to this fancy school, become a CEO, get out of the neighborhood, and then she keeps on at the same time keeping him in the neighborhood. Like, get him out. If you want him gone, move him out. You have the money to remove him from this situation, so do that. You don't need to worry about him taking a test and going to some fancier school across town. Just move him out of the town, period. Be done. Or
she should move out the hood with him.
So that would be the best thing. She should have done that after her baby father died. I mean, it sounded to me like he was making some money. They could have taken whatever they had left, bought a house somewhere, and been fine. You know, she could have went and got a square job, and he could have went to school. So, but some people want to live that life. They want to have the fancy leather coats and the you know, and the fancy jackets and shoes and everything. It's not good enough to live a happy, peaceful life. They want to have a fancy life. So, but I was kind of cool with seeing Jukebox sing. That was, I mean, seeing her, that was kind of fun. I hope we get to see some more of that. That was kind of cool.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got 156 in the building. Can we please get 156 likes? And if you haven't subscribed to everybody else's channel, take your 156s and subscribe to their channel so that when they look up in the morning, they be like, damn, I got 156 new subscribers. All right, J-Mo, coming your way now. So now we done got introduced to the uncles. First one, we got Marvin.
I didn't get to talk.
Mooch didn't get to talk?
Oh, that's right. Go ahead, Mooch, because you last. So go ahead, Mooch. Talk about Jukebox and the opening scene with him getting ready to go to his new school.
Okay, with everything with the new school, I feel like it was too little too late at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you had too much around him. He wasn't, she didn't hide anything from him. When he came home from getting beat up at the park, the boyfriend high post was bagging up in the living room. So how can you say?
Right.
You understand? You already enticed him with it.
Yeah.
And
Not
putting
only
a lot of
is
money in his
the
pocket.
man doing it, his uncles is doing it too.
Mooch, did you hear how Kanan? By the way, I love 50 Cent narrating this first episode. I hope he don't do that the whole damn time, but I like the first one. Did you hear how he said High Post died?
Yes.
Damn.
And I hope, and that was one of my questions. I'm glad. That's why I was waiting to say all of this. I want to know if we're gonna go back to a flashback and see why. What was he burnt up really for snitching, and what was the reason?
And who did?
We're gonna see that happen, and who did it?
Yeah, and snitching about what?
The same thing about DEFCON.
And
I want to see him too.
Someone left in the chat. Leo Stout left in the chat that he said Kanan's mother is still alive because when Kanan got out of jail, she came to see Ghost, but they never showed it because they mentioned it in a conversation. So she's still alive.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Might be true. I just don't remember.
I'm talking. Remember when he first got out and they gave him the party?
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see. All right. J-Mo coming to you now. So they done introduced us to the uncles that hold down Rock. So we got the oldest uncle, Marvin. Now, Moochie, correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the father of Jukebox?
Yes, that's Jukebox father.
Jukebox father Marvin. He love to eat, and he's the grimy one of the crew. And then we got Lulu. He's the ladies' man. He's Rock's right-hand man, and he's the one that tried to be the peacemaker. Break down these characters for me, Jay.
Yeah, first off, that coat he rocking, I got that coat still in the closet from that time period. I can't fit it no more, but the memories are still there.
I still got one too.
I had that.
That bomber coat, boy. But and then Marvin was rocking the Pelly Pell.
Yeah, you saw that. You saw that. You saw that.
Pelly Pell back in the day in Chicago, that's $700-800 coat, boy. You'd got robbed and killed for a Pelly Pell back in the day, man.
Jay, do you remember the ones that had the blue trim, the yellow with Pele in the circle?
Hell yeah, man. They had a lot of nice, dope leather, soft leather jackets too. Nice. So yeah, that was definitely nice. And I know some people thought that the brothers, they wasn't interested in them or whatever, but I'm interested in them a little bit. I like the dude that played Marvin on the show Ballers with The Rock. He was a good actor, he was funny, interesting. So I'm wondering what he gonna do on this show. I think he gonna be a pretty good character, and I'm interested to see what he bring to the table, this character. I like when they was like, what happened? He got shot in the meat. Let me get this applesauce. Like whatever. So
I know he took the hospital applesauce. So
right.
Yeah.
For real, you can't sleep on that. You can't sleep on that.
Came in with chips and left with an applesauce.
Right.
Like, bro.
Apple would be good too.
Right.
He came in with the chips. His man shot in the leg. He tapped his man on the leg, said he gonna be all right, and then swallowed down his damn potato chip.
Right. So I like him. He's funny. He was real good on Ballers, and so I think he's gonna be good on this. And the other dude, Lulu, I'm wondering what's gonna happen with him and Famous Sister, and how he gonna try to be the peace broker in all of this. So I'm wondering how this whole dynamic is gonna work. I mean, there's two. Like the dope game is mostly a male-oriented game. It's real dirty, and so they are two men that's following behind a woman. They sister. You know, one is older and one is younger. So, and they seem to be doing it without a problem. So I'm interested to see and learn more about, how it got this way, how it's gonna stay this way, and what's gonna go on from there. So.
Ooh. Larry, what'd you think about the introduction of the siblings?
Yeah, they were cool. I mean, I thought he was funny there, talking about he's always eating, and he was. They kept him eating, and it was funny. So, but Yeah, it was dude was funny. He always had something slick to say. Like when they were at the diner and he was talking and Famous came in and he said, if you insist, he said, no one's insisting, but sit down there if you want. You know, he just always had something slick to say. I just thought he was funny. But yeah, I mean, it's funny seeing all these clothes because growing up, I looked at all these clothes and was like, damn, I would love to have that because I used to always see people wearing them in the rap videos. We never had that stuff because it was always 100 degrees outside. You know?
I mean, hey,
y'all don't need no damn triple fat goose and no damn Tuskegee fur coat.
No, and you used to have the gangsters out there, the little Crips and Bloods running around with Raiders jackets on, but they always smell bad because they sweat all the time. So, you know,
right. And truth be told, my favorite time of the year was wintertime because that's when all the best clothes is out, man.
Yeah.
You have your little ski hats and stuff.
Man, yeah.
Still is
and all of that, man.
Still is. And then in North Carolina, you ain't got to worry about the bugs and the mosquitoes. And I just give me winter any day.
Yeah.
Any day.
It's easier to stay warm than it is to cool down.
Yeah.
J-Mo, that's what I have told many women I've been with. Like, look, we turning this AC on. But I'm cold.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't take off no more layers of skin. I can put something on top of you. I can put blankets on you. I can't take off nothing else. We turning that AC on. You getting the hell up out of here. Turn it on.
For real.
Yeah, man. Moochie, tell me about these brothers.
All right. As far as I like Lulu.
I knew you was gonna pick him.
Lulu.
I knew it. I said to myself,
I like
Lulu.
Lulu.
This chick ain't text me and said, I like Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu, they remind me of dudes from Southside. They really do. As far as Marvin, I want to know how did he fumble the bag to lose power? Because he used to be in charge. You heard us say that, you know, and I want to know what happened with that. That's what I'm curious about.
Okay.
And he doesn't want to. He has to fall in line because he must have messed up really bad. Because when she, you know, I don't want to go ahead, but he messed up really bad because he's falling in line anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So something must have went left with that whole thing. And as far as the other comment I made before about Kanan's mother still being alive, if you watch episode 2 of season 2, that's when they discuss it. If anybody want to know.
Okay. All right, Nita. Before I come to you, let me shout out Eric, who been watching a whole lot of theory videos. I ain't even put out but 2 myself. He said, I heard this crazy theory that Jessica and Lulu are Effie's parents, which is why she loves chess. Laugh out loud, but who knows? Hey man, that's if it sound good in a theory for a movie or TV show, it's good until we disprove it. And nobody can disprove that just yet. So hey, I could see Effie being created from Lulu and Famous Sisters. Easily see that. Nita, talk to me about these brothers.
Yeah, I'm with Moochie. I like Lulu too. I like his temperament. He's just kind of, you know, he's one of them guys that can get things done and he don't have to be real, you know, just like real
rah.
Yeah, about it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. But Marvin, on the other hand, he got some shit with him.
Oh, Lord.
I already know it. When he walked in and the way he was real nonchalant about it and how she checked him a little later on in the episode. So I could tell by his demeanor how he walked in and how he was nonchalant. And 50 said in the narration, he never missed an opportunity to miss an opportunity. So I was just like, that sounds like some shadiness or whatever. So we're going to see a little bit more about that. But he does have a bit of a darker side that he kind of leans into.
You know, I think Lulu might be like a low-key shit starter because if you see that scene that after Kanan shot that boy in the house and they started going in on each other, and I think that's when Kanan said, I'm grown or something. And he said, here we go. And he had a little smile on his face and just leaned back. He didn't try and diffuse anything. He just was like, okay, this is going to be fun. And just sat back. I was like, I think he might be one of them dudes that likes just either likes to start shit or likes to let shit stir up and happen. So,
well, Larry, you get to go next on this one, and this particular scene would debunk a little bit of what you're saying. So we go into Club Truth, ladies and gentlemen. We about to post up in Club Truth. So Lulu and Rock, they come to Club Truth looking for Hugo, and he's not there because he's taking a mental health day, ladies and gentlemen. He's taking a mental health day. And Snow Bunny is in there talking to the crew, and she just straight disrespects Rock, tells her that her crack is whack. It's been stepped on too many times. And Rock is like, bro, you tell this white bee I'm gonna whip her, you know what? And Lulu's like, let me handle this. Let me handle it. So Lulu handles the business, and Rock goes over here and meets Symphony. I forgot his last name, but boy, it was some bull jive. This is when Rock says,
basket or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Larry, jump on in here in Club Truth, break it down for us.
yeah, I mean, I love this scene because it was just a lot of fun to see how they're going to interact with all these different people, because it seems like they're getting pushed off their corners, and this is going to be probably more profitable for them anyways if they get this set up right. I love Anna McCord as an actor. She's fantastic, and she's sexy as hell. It's just, it's too bad that she has to be white. But,
oh man, damn! Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Maybe she's not. Maybe I did do a DNA test on her. Maybe she's Creole or something.
Creole.
Nah, it's all good. You can still be white. She's still fine as hell, and I like her. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to know what Lulu said to her, because whatever it wasn't enough. But I'm curious. I know he went over there. It was trying to act like he was, like he could handle her, but whatever it wasn't enough. He needs to do something more, because apparently Rock had to send somebody over there to take care of the dog. But I still like the energy between Symphony and Rock. I know you guys are saying you don't trust Symphony. I'm not going to distrust the brother yet. I think he might be all right. I think he's one of those dudes that's like, he grew up in the neighborhood. He knows what she is and what to expect, but he's not afraid of her. And she needs someone like that. She can't have with somebody in the game, because it's just going to be too close. It's going to be too much going on. But having a dude that knows what she does, is, recognizes the game, is not afraid of it, but's not a part of it, is probably the best thing for her. Because I think he's going to be her oasis away from all the craziness, because she's a leader. She's a head of this organization. She can't turn to the people that are below her to talk about things, to complain about things, because she'd be complaining and talking about them. So she needs someone outside that she can talk to, and I think he's going to be that for her.
I hope so, Larry. I want to believe in this guy, but something just tells me one of these days he's going to be riding with the feds, telling everything. But anyway, Mooch, I give it to you.
With this scene, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Tell me about them going to Club Truth.
Can I address what you were just saying right quick, Lamont?
Yeah, go for it.
So I think what you're saying is that he might be a Fed or something. I don't think he might be a Fed, but I think where the problem might come in with those two is he seems to be sort of like one of those conscious brothers, where he's talking about urban planning and the way the city was designed and how they disrupted Black communities, and it was done intentionally. I think he's one of those kind of conscious brothers that wants to help the Black community, and he's probably going to get in her ear about things, and it might become a problem that she's up there poisoning the community with her drugs. And I think that might be where there's a point of contention between the two of them. But I don't think he's a Fed. Oh,
I didn't say he was a Fed. I said I could see the Feds getting in his ear and turning him against him. That's what I said.
Sorry, right. So, I mean, maybe that's possible. I hope not, though.
And based on what you just said, that makes my theory sound even more credible, because I agree. I get the same feel from him. He is a conscious dude. And right now he's accepting of what she's doing, because she put it to him like, I do this and I do that. And he was like, cool, I ain't, that's your business.
He said it ain't a problem for you. It ain't a problem for me.
Right. But when he get the draws and then he wants to start settling down, that's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
All right, Mooch, jump on in there.
Okay, as far as the girl, the chick, that she was very rude, and I'm glad that Rock got at her and let her know, you know, because she was rude for no reason and stuck up. And I liked how her and what's his name?
Symphony.
Symphony hit it off. I like the way they hit it off. Lulu was trying to diffuse the situation, so I like that about him. But as far as I feel like Rock and her is gonna bump heads again.
Now, okay, okay, all right. I'm gonna pose this to you, Nita. Since Moochie done threw the ball up in the air like she's Drew Holiday, I'm gonna act like you, Giannis. All right. What kind of retaliation should they be expecting from Snow Bunny? Because she done said up in this club, I ain't scared of you black people. Just because I'm a frail white girl don't mean I'm scared of y'all. As she's telling whoever's helping her, I can't eat no green apple. The fuck? You can eat citrus, but the apple that has the least amount of sugar, your nutritionist says that doesn't sound. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead, Nita.
She don't got no smoke like that. She ain't got no smoke. I got her being a Karen at best. She might be working for the feds. She might call the feds whenever she feel threatened or something like that. She's a Karen at best, but she ain't got the same type of smoke.
Nita, she said that she's got other people she can get pure drugs from. I mean, now, if you can get more pure than what Rock is presenting, then you working with somebody who got some hitters for you. You don't think she can pull them strings?
She might, but that message with the dog might have got her right.
Okay.
I disagree.
Might have. I don't know.
I got a couple takes on what y'all been saying. I'm just listening.
Hey, we almost to you, baby.
She's a Karen. I don't think she's a Karen in that way. I think first of all, she's in the club business in that neighborhood back in the 90s. You can't be soft back then and be in that business. So I think we're looking at her like she's this pretty young white chick, and so she must be soft and privileged. And she might recognize she has a certain amount of privilege and utilize that to her advantage, but I don't think she's soft. And I think we're going to find that out.
Okay.
Nita, I just want to know if they're going to have a cat fight.
I'm done. Right.
A cat fight? That ain't going to be no cat fight. That's going to be a pit bull versus a kitty cat.
Look, I want to see a fight.
Okay. J-Mo, you get the last take on this one, man. Tell me about all the stuff we covered in Club Truth. Oh, excuse me.
Right.
Hugo's Club. I'm sorry.
Right. I done rubbed something in my eye. Anyway. All right. I got 3 little takes on that. So one, I like, a lot of people may not pick up on it, but it showed when 2 women got together with the dope game business, it became emotional and it became personal. And that's why Lulu said, let me handle this. He didn't take an offense when she said your stuff is stepped on or whatever. But Rock got mad, like you didn't talked about my kid or something. Like, this is business. Okay? Like, all we need to do is finagle a few things, work this out, and business will continue. You know what I mean? And so with the 2 women, when they was dealing with each other, it got emotional quick. And that's why he wanted to talk to her to kind of separate it. And then also, I don't think she's a Karen so much as that. I think she a coke user, cokehead. She, got that type of position where she runs stuff. And so she used to being a boss in her little world. And so is Rock, used to being a boss in her little world. So they clash, but this about business. Ain't nobody trying to step on each other little world. And I think when she got that extra crispy hot dog in the microwave, it let her know, hey, your little world can get touched. Okay, I can bring DoorDash in your house. Okay, we can have you some straight up puppy chow, some dog food delivered. Okay, you want Alpo, you want the crunchy, the dry, the wet, what you need. Right. So I think she got the message right there, and then with a couple little other things, maybe they, price or quality or whatever, they decide we gonna keep doing business. So
I don't know. I think Becky I think she just fucking Hugo, and she done fucked her way into that position, and that's why she running shit. That's
We
why.
still don't know that
agree.
was Hugo though.
Yeah,
No,
we
we
don't.
don't. But
We
I'm
don't.
gonna assume it was. I'm gonna assume it was Hugo. But like you said, we don't know if it was Hugo or not.
Right.
But
Right.
do you think that I'm asking? This is kind of a question for the whole panel.
Man,
Do you think this was a setup in which these two chicks was at each other's throat, but at some point in time might need each other to save each other? Do you think they could go down that road with the story?
Yeah, I don't see why they couldn't. I mean, you know, girl power and all that.
If the white girl
so
if
she really
comes
only
to her,
got to fall back on. That's all she got to fall back on.
Okay.
So she might have to come groveling back.
I think it might get a little personal.
Becky don't know that you put that dog in there. Becky don't know that. That could have been somebody else. It didn't have to be Rock.
She know it, but she can't prove it. That's what it is. She knows it, but she can't prove it. The dog didn't commit suicide. Goodbye, cool world. It's all over for me. Opened up the microwave, turned it on, closed the door behind. The hell with this life.
And I don't believe, I agree with somebody in the chat. I don't believe it was emotions. I believe she was like, you're not gonna cut my money, like what somebody said in the chat.
Yeah, but I agree with that. The way she called her a bitch, like you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, it got emotional real quick. If you look at the way Rock dealt with,
it got emotional because you messing with my money.
But we need to negotiate because this is business. If I'm doing business with somebody and they are changing things, I'm not gonna say, "Well, fuck you, bitch."
Look at the way.
Like, well, let's work something out. Let's see what this is first.
Mooch, look at the way Rock and Unique dealt with each other versus the way Rock and Tony dealt with each other.
Right.
There were two totally different vibes. It was very hostile and confrontational. And then with Unique and her, it was all very calm and cerebral. Right. I'm taking these blocks, you're taking those blocks. We're divvying it up, and that's that.
Nasty to begin with. Her approach was nasty.
Unique and them shot at her kid, and they still was cordial. So you almost killed my son, and I still didn't call you a bitch. We still was cool because we know this is business, and we have a mutual understanding. It was personal and respect because I said your coke is stepped on. Bitch, who you talking to?
First of all, she's not in charge of. She's not who they dealing the coke to. It's Hugo. So she had no dog in this race to even say anything.
Well, she obviously was saying enough to get it stopped. She had no dog and no race no more later.
That's why I mentioned the dog.
She ain't got no dog to go to the Westminsters no more. No dog.
Peter gonna come for all y'all. Peter's coming for all y'all.
Man. Yeah, whatever.
Everybody, Peter's coming knocking on everyone's door.
Yeah, I see Nita, you say you think
had a
she's gonna
disclaimer
get capped.
saying they ain't on that dog.
I don't think she might get capped. I just think she may not be important enough to be in every episode.
Oh, okay.
No, I think
she might get capped though. I'm not saying she above it, but like I'm surprised she in 9. What is she doing?
She's going to be an integral part of this at least this season. They brought her in, introduced her, gave her a couple of scenes, and gave her significant scenes. And they gave her significant scenes. So she's gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah, she's in this thing, man.
And Larry, you said she an established actress, right?
She gonna be in 9 episodes.
Annalyn McCord, she's been around forever. She was a child. She was a teen actor. She was back in with 90210, and she was when she was a teenager. She was on that show called Nip Tuck that was on FX. That show ran for like.
I love the hell out of some Nip Tuck.
That's gonna take her door knocker earrings out, and they gonna be around on the ground fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking at her IMDb. She has been working a while. I haven't seen none of this stuff.
But I'm looking on Jay. I'm looking on IMDb. I don't even see the person listed as Hugo in the cast list.
Oh, that's another breeze.
Because we probably haven't seen him yet.
I mean, but they're gonna still have him listed. They talked about.
He might be like a surprise,
but they won't show him until he's on screen.
Important, like
they have done it before. Because I'll be going up there trying to put together these videos where there's people that's supposed to be coming down the pipe, and they'll put the main people, but don't put one specific person in there until that episode launch. So,
Okay.
and they do that because of us.
They didn't have Sean's face there.
Right.
Remember when I was telling y'all who he was?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next time I went back, he was there.
Yeah. So
Miss
Moochie,
Crafty said that was funny. Another Breeze, the person that we hear about but never meet or see.
Right.
Everybody want to know who the hell it is.
Right. Boy, everybody named Mama wants to see Breeze. Right. So Moochie, we go into my diner.
All right.
And in my diner, you can get hog maws, you can get chitterlings, you can get crab legs, you can get Rocky Mountain oysters in my diner.
Right,
so
right.
They
You've been
introduced
doing
us
that
to
commercial property for a while, man. I gotta give you your props, bro.
Oh, I
This shit
appreciate
is so
that.
stupid right here.
Yeah,
My
man.
God.
They show us where the family, because every drug family has a place they love to eat, and this is it. And while they're there, your boy Famous come in with his sister, who looks like she's gonna be getting it in with Lulu. And when they come out, somebody rides past them. That $120 who done, I'll pick on him later. $120 comes by shooting bullets in the air while the family's outside. Break down the Lamont's diner scene. Moochie.
All right. It showed all the family dynamics as far as how he basically put that was their family dinner. You saw who's who in the family, and that they are a tight-knit family. How far am I supposed to go with this?
You can go far as you want to. You can go all the way outside to the bullets start flying.
All right,
That's why I just didn't
want to be, jumping on the horse and riding off into the sunset. Anywho,
the support game is stupid.
Support Gaming got some crazy theories. This that what if from Marvel.
It was Larry and Nita all along. He on some Loki. It was Larry and Nita all along.
Y'all were the variants in the story.
Right.
I like the fact that they mentioned about Jukebox having an opportunity to go to that school also, to Stuyvesant, and that's in Brooklyn, that school. And yeah, it is. I like the fact that they mentioned that she had an opportunity to go to the school, and Marvin basically was like dismissed it.
Right.
And then I think he felt kind of crazy afterwards, but he wants to stick by his decision. I also
did Biggie go to Bed-Stuy?
I'm sorry?
Wasn't Biggie going to Bed-Stuy?
He lived in Bed-Stuy.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I don't think he went to that school.
And he was also like another smart one in school.
Stuyvesant is a specialized school where you got to take a test to get in there.
Okay.
And that all of that is true with that. You take like one of those tests to get in that school. And as far as with I like the way Sean, I think Sean kind of wanted to introduce his sister to Kanan's uncles.
Why,
to get in the family?
Yeah, I think so. I think just like what Kanan and Jukebox said, they wanted to he wanted to be like with them, a part of them.
So he sold his sister, so he's basically a sex trafficker?
I don't
You like to meet my sister?
This is not, no, I don't think
I mean, that's what it sounded like. He basically traded his sister to get in the family. That's what it sounded like.
So, but then I don't think
he
so.
said,
But
I don't
then
want
when
him
he
dating.
got outside and the shootout happened, he had second thoughts after that. My sister's not built for this.
Was that before or after the shoot? That was before.
He said
that was right before it happened.
Yeah. So I know he damn sure
That
probably
was right
didn't want
before
it
it
then.
happened. I think he didn't think of it like that. But then once they got together, you know how stuff dawned on you after? Like, oh man, I think I messed up with this one.
Yeah, sister said Lulu was brave though.
That. And as far as Kanan saw $120 in the back of the car.
He saw it.
He saw him.
He saw
that already was like, once you do that, yo, I'm gonna get this dude's
Not to mention that Buck 20 is the one with the girl Kanan won't.
Davina, right?
Exactly.
Killing
It was
two
a lot
birds
of
with one
He had it
stone.
in for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
So
wasn't
anyway-
just for his mother. It was some personal stuff that was going on.
Exactly.
That was emotional. That was Kanan being emotional.
And
what
that's
he
how
did.
men get emotional over a woman. That's how beef starts a lot with dudes.
Wars have been started.
Yeah, we get emotional after we get the draws. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, let's just break this thing down. Once we
Wait
get
till you
taste
see
the
what
draws-
Papa do next.
Right.
Oh yeah, and I'm
Right.
corrected. Stuyvesant is in the city. It's not in Brooklyn, but the school was named after,
Okay.
Somebody corrected me in the chat. You're right.
Nita, what you think about the whole Lamont's diner scene? See, it's going to be a whole lot of stuff going down at my spot. I might have to start increasing my prices. Shootouts and shit. The prices got to go up.
The rent's already too damn high.
Yeah, the rent is too damn high.
Like mine's nigga life, boy. Hey, for real.
That iced tea y'all drinking, that shit about to be $2.25. It ain't gonna be no $19.99 prices. It's time for the 2021 prices.
Oh
real.
man.
Right. They killing us out here.
Right. Go ahead, Nita.
So what I thought about this scene was that I really, the fact that Kanan said some of his best memories of his childhood really lets you know that he was really a closely family knit family. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, shit.
Family oriented.
Family.
Right.
But we were just having too much fun letting you struggle through it.
Right. Shit. But
like in a Harlem Night. Family unit.
I know. Y'all know what I mean. I like the dynamics of it. And I like that because I have to see how we get to where we are in book one. Like, will we get to what he does to his family and how he treats his family? Like, all his family members in book one, he killed them. So I'm sitting up here like kind of struggling. Like, we're gonna see like what led him to this point. Because even when Jukebox was singing, he was saying that I never loved anybody harder. And I was just like, golly, that kind of made it hurt even more. So, but
and think about what he did to Jukebox. Think about what he did to Jukebox in Power to save Tariq.
Right. Yeah, he said that line. He said, what he said, I never kill somebody that I love. And he said, you're not a real killer until you do.
Right.
Something like that. So, he's just a little off kilter. So we don't know what all he went through. So that's why I'm excited to see that. Another thing about Marvin squandering his daughter's dreams, where she could have went and did something and made something of her life, and he just dismissed it and said, black women don't have a chance, don't do it. And then they like, what? You had a chance? He said, don't do it. Like I said, he got some shit with him.
I know that he was like, you could.
He didn't say black women, but
he didn't say it like that.
I said women,
right?
Did he say girls or did he say women?
He ain't say nothing about women. He just said they ain't gonna give you a chance.
Her being the only black person,
right?
Yeah, and they're not gonna give her a chance.
They're not gonna give her a chance.
But how did he know that?
Yeah, but that's what he did to tell her. That was his reason for saying, instead of saying no, he was saying like that. Like, they're not gonna give you a chance.
So my point being is that they really just regulated her to being Kanan's bodyguard. Like,
basically,
he had to take care of him. Every time he got into some shit, where the hell was you at, Jukebox? Where was you at? Like, adultifying her, making her to be his keeper and all that, his protector and all that stuff. Like,
and she's really bad at her job. I mean, really. What do we see the first time? She's held back and can't stop him from getting his ass whooped, and then she's off having a romantic rendezvous with Becky from the private school.
First of all, it shouldn't be her job.
That's
number one.
Whether it should be or not, it is her job. So do your job.
to be
whether
Kanan's
whether it
protector, I
should be
guess.
or not. I mean, whether it should be or not, that's what it is. So do your
The
job.
first time she had 2 big boys holding her back.
It
What
don't
she was
matter.
supposed to do?
It don't.
Her job.
We
How
supposed
was
to
she supposed to do that?
I don't know. I've never
He
been a
ran off
bodyguard.
after that.
I've never been a bodyguard like that.
She was
I don't
supposed to
know.
turn into Wonder Woman.
We gotta
and
make a way.
She's supposed to.
We gotta make a
She's
way,
supposed
girl.
to spin around.
She
Yeah,
should have had a
yeah.
little. She should have had a little pig sticker on her or something. Cut somebody.
You know what she could
She
do?
should have pulled out. She should have pulled a razor blade up out her mouth like you New Yorkers
Oh,
do.
here you go.
You know how you New
Oh.
Yorkers walk
That was
around
it.
with a club with razor
Oh.
blades in your mouth.
Oh, sound like that wrestlers, man. He got to sound like that wrestlers from the 90s, pulling out razor blades, faking cuts. J-Mo, jump on in there, my brother.
Man, that was funny. Man, so I mean, y'all, man, that was y'all great, man. So I'm enjoying the show. But you know, man, it's crazy. I mean, it's a lot going on with the G unit, and we'll see how it all play out. Kanan, he's quick to jump to emotions, just like how he was when he was grown. When you saw Buck 20, I still think he, wanted to take out 2 birds with 1 stone. It wasn't all about his moms, but it was about old girl too. Remember, he said, fork him in the lunchroom, and so and then also with the dude and the sister at Famous trying to be in the family, and then tried to play it off like he just so happened to be coming there. They like, man, you know where we be at. You knew what the deal was.
Mm-hmm.
And then Marvin tried to holler, and he done got shut down, and she done went and slid in with Lulu like, what it do, Lulu? You're the bravest man I ever met. Like, what did he
her nose was
in front
wide
of the
open. She was wide open after that.
I mean, he protected her.
He protected her.
He protected her.
He
from
did
a
the right
bullet.
thing.
It didn't matter who was going to be beside him. He was still going to try to protect him just because,
That's true.
it just so happened it was her.
Right,
Mhm.
right. That's
you
true.
guys
But
super
she
chat.
probably ain't know that. You know what I mean? And so she thought it was all about her. But that's
right. He would
kind of
have
his
jumped on top
demeanor.
of Famous. He would have
He
been on
would
top
have.
of Famous. Would have been up there. Oh, you so brave.
My hero.
You know.
Okay, he's saying, remember, no one knows who killed Buck 20. Kanan's friend, and that was Kanan's friend. He asked, "Did I shoot him or did you?" And that was
God.
D.
Here we
Wiz
go
that
again
asked
with
that.
this. Here we go again with this. So they're up there doing
Hey,
ballistics
definitely
over the
shot
body. I mean, you
Yeah.
both shot at this fool. You know, both of you killed him. That's
All
who
right,
did
we
it.
ain't get there yet, but we just, this is just
Oh,
food for thought. We gotta read it because this is super chat.
Yeah,
Kanan's
just
about
saying.
they're about Power Book 3 CSI.
I'm
I
coming
mean,
to you,
come
Larry.
on, man.
So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna talk about Buck 20 that got his ass turned into 50 Cent. We're gonna talk about
You
him.
know what?
We're gonna talk about that. But
I
jump on in
can't.
there, Larry. Hey man, he went Nino Brown. He was Buck 20, and Nino Brown sliced his ass up to 5 bills. So
Man. This to me makes no sense. They're up there talking about, yeah, we used to go here every Wednesday night and have dinner and yada yada yada. Why? Why are you in the same? Why do you run a drug organization and you have people out there beefing with you over corners?
Man,
Well, first
listen,
of all,
I'm gonna tell you the
first of-
real deal with that.
Go ahead.
They go to diners like this in Queens like that. That's their thing. They do that in the morning. After the club, you do that. That's
But not a
after the
drug
club, you
dealer
do
when
that.
people want to
The
kill
Italians,
you.
that's what they do. A lot of them. They go to the diners and eat.
The Italians?
They go there and they go to IHOP.
Yeah, but not in the
But-
black organization.
I'm just-
Italians and them, they got rules they live by. Like Larry was gonna say, in the black drug game, you don't be predictable because you will get shot at or shot up.
and technically nobody should be predictable because ain't nobody going by them rules no more. They used to go by them rules. Nowadays they just like F it. But go ahead, Larry.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just stupid. You're gonna go to the same place every day at the same time. It's like you're just saying, "Please come by here and kill me."
Which is what happened.
And I want to piggyback off of that. That's one of the problems I had with Ghost. How you got all this going on and you go back and forth to your place of residence and truth faithfully, religiously at the same time without a gun on you, no bodyguards, and you like nobody ever tested you.
And let's not forget about all the times he's out running. He's ever out running around through New York, running on the boardwalk and stuff, where somebody can just pop out and kill him. It's just, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Some of the stuff they do. They should have called this show Ghost, or they should have called it Power Book 3: More Bad Decisions, because it was just a whole thing of everybody making really, really bad decisions. I'm like, can someone make a good decision in here? Just one? Can we get one so there's some balance so we can make it believable instead of just like a constant stream of bad decisions where you're watching like, who would do that? Why are you doing this? Don't do that. They went and did it. Right. It's just a string of bad decisions. I'm like, somebody make a good one. You know?
I thought with Ghost, his identity was a secret. And I think that's why they called him Ghost. They did, like, Tommy was the one that was running back and forth and making all the moves, and he was the face of, you know, why Ghost tried to keep his nose clean and his image clean. That's what I thought. So
everybody that in law enforcement, people in law enforcement didn't know who Ghost was. Everybody in the game knew who Ghost was.
Right.
I thought the only one was the confidential informant. I don't think
all the Primaires knew.
Yeah, all the Primaires knew. The cartels knew. Everybody in the game knew who Ghost was. It was only the people in law enforcement and his family early on, not his family, but his kids, who didn't know. Everybody else knew.
Okay. And the average square didn't know because he lived as a club owner or a businessman instead of like a dope man. But
so you remember, like, people that want to kill you, started eliminating everybody that knew who he was.
Right.
He wasn't eliminating no corner boys. He wasn't eliminating other people. He was like high level people that, you know, kind of knew him. I didn't see him.
But they the ones that'll get you killed.
Yeah.
Milan and all of those people will have him killed.
Okay.
So, you know.
All right, well, Nita, it's your go anyway, Nita. And this was the discussion that Rock was having with Unique Badass. It's like, look.
Can I stop you right quick? I just want to address some people in the comments. They were saying just let them eat and saying people got to go to places to eat and all that. Here's the thing. I want people to think back to some of these photos that you see, some of these crime scene photos that when these Italian gangsters go to war, when you have wars and when you have power struggles within these mafia families, where do you always see them get shot up and killed at?
And that was 89 when that shootout happened at the steakhouse.
They're out front.
Right in that
I got you. They're out. I'm saying they're out front. They're sitting there. That's why I'm saying this shit is stupid. Why do you go to the same place to go eat all the time and go sit down and enjoy your meals at the same damn place when you know people are out there trying to kill you? So you tell me somebody was looking to kill you and you're gonna go sit in the No, I'm sorry. Somebody's trying to kill me. Someone wants to kill me. I'm not going to the same damn place every day at the same time to go eat a meal there and hope they don't show up. That shit is stupid. Larry. You disagree that's stupid? You think that's smart?
No, I didn't say it was stupid. I disagree with you. You taking yourself out of that. You moving this whole situation.
I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying it's stupid.
I'm gonna say it again. Back then in the 90s, you got to remember that whole thing that you talking about where all the shootouts happened when John Gotti had that place shot up, the steakhouse shot up. What year was that?
I don't know.
It was 89.
Okay.
So we in that era. That's why they showing stuff.
But it was happening before too. It happened in other times. That had been happening for a while. Whenever they had those power struggles and they would have those shootouts, they always show these photos where these dudes were getting shot up in their restaurants. It doesn't make any sense.
Godfather when the guy was eating the spaghetti and was chewing and got shot in the face.
You're proving my point. It's stupid. Why are you going there?
I think this is what y'all saying. Larry's saying it's stupid, and Moochie is saying it may be stupid, but that's accurate to what people did back then.
Thank you.
And I'm
what they should do.
I get that. I'm not saying that. I acknowledge that.
We We already
No, I'm
know
not
how
trying
they.
to change. I'm not trying to change the story, and I acknowledge that part of it, saying that I understand that may have been what happened. I'm just saying the shit is stupid.
Look, Tony Soprano. Somebody said Tony Soprano got whacked in the restaurant. Yeah, that was happening on The Sopranos too. They wasn't going there every day.
They went to the same spot all the time.
All right then. So then, what are you sitting? And that's
My
a later
point.
day and age.
What am I saying? I'm saying this shit is stupid. That's what I'm saying. You should not go to the same damn spot all the time, and you know motherfuckers out there want to kill you.
Look, it's no listening to reason with him.
I think y'all both agree.
I just don't. I don't see how that's unreasonable to say. If you know people want to kill you, don't go to a place where you could be found on a regular basis. That doesn't seem to be unreasonable.
Look, they done came to the house anyway. So wherever they go, they're gonna be in danger. They got a bullseye on them at this point. They in the game, so you always got to be watching.
That's why you shouldn't. That's why people shouldn't know where you live.
That's inevitable.
No, it's not. If you look at the Sopranos, they didn't know where Tony Soprano lives. Tony Soprano's house wasn't in his name. If somebody went to go try and look up the property records, they weren't going to find Tony Soprano's name on that deed.
His
house was in somebody else's name. That's why he was able to live out in the suburbs, and people didn't know where he was.
So now what you're saying is Tony Soprano can't be followed, is what you're saying?
No, he can be followed. I'm just saying there's certain steps that what I'm saying is he can be followed, but I'm saying when people are trying to kill you, when you are a target, you have to take certain precautions so that you can have a place to lay your head. Just like Franklin. Franklin went and got that spot where people didn't know where he was. They didn't know where his other spot was because he knew people were trying to kill him. He needed a place to go that he can lay down and go to sleep.
That's true. That's one problem I have with Ghost. Everybody knew where the hell he lived. The people that would want to kill him. That's one thing I said in a video before too. Like I didn't like that either. But it's stupid, but people did it too and still do it. So people do stupid shit, man.
All right, Nita, here you go. Rock and Unique. Break down the conversation. She's highly upset that you came firing off warning shots while I'm out having dinner with my family. Talk about it.
Okay. I mean, I like how she handled it. She really asserted herself and made sure that he wasn't running over her. And she really just kind of she really just stood up. And I appreciate that because she was like, they say when you get on your knees, it's hard to get back on your feet. And so she told him she not blinking, she not doing nothing. She tried to do the parlay, get that all together. We thought we was sitting pretty until we'll get there. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed her assertiveness and her being able to, kind of come to him, pretty much like boss to boss. So I liked it.
And she ain't give up her blocks either. He wanted that extra block. She held on to it. J-Mo, what do you think about this little powwow between these two bosses?
Again, I love the clothes, the fur. Like that was luxury right there. The gold chains. He looked like Coogee Rap. You know what I'm saying? The Gumby, the gold teeth, all of that. And then she had her same swag as the boss, except she had it on the high-end woman level, the full length. Like fur or suede. I couldn't tell what it was altogether, but it wasn't cheap. And she had her swag and she was done in a more classy way. I mean, you didn't want to see her with gold teeth and the chains and stuff like that. But yeah. And then it showed that they was on a boss level similar to like Sopranos, whereas the two bosses talk while the goons wait in the back and wait till they receive their orders. And he was saying you don't want to have this beef just like we don't want to have it, and she like post deals ain't my deals. In a way, she kind of started this because she could have just honored the deals that was in place, but she wanted to take over more territory, and so they had to come to kind of some agreement, and he didn't really want no beef. So he agreed to it. But as we saw later, when the tables turned, she put herself in a bad situation, because if they'd have been on good terms from the get-go, maybe that, grip would have been enough. But he had a little saltiness right then at the end, because, okay, you going to get the best of me now. You got that extra block. You going to do this. You ain't going to honor the deal. Okay, it's good, whatever. We don't want these type of questions asked that, people in our positions may have, so we going to leave it at that. But we see what happened later when them questions arise again. You in trouble. So it was good, though. I like the respect, and I like to see the two levels. And even though they was talking about some sensitive subjects, money, business, wasn't nobody cussing each other out or calling the bitch or this or that, like I was at the club with the white girl and stuff. She didn't get emotional when it was with him. So maybe she thought the girl was beneath her. Maybe. But I mean, I like that scene. I like the clothes. I like everything about it. And I didn't know nothing about him as Joey Badass. A lot of my viewers was telling me about it. And so I didn't know nothing about him. But, I heard he's pretty good. And I like him so far. So that's what's up.
All
right, Larry, jump on in there.
All right, first let me just say something, just back up a sec, because I know people are still going on in the comments about that thing about the people going to certain places and living certain places. I think maybe some of the disconnect is that I grew up in a different place. I didn't grow up on the East Coast. I didn't grow up in New York or some of these cities. I grew up in the Los Angeles area, and where I grew up, the gangsters that were selling dope, the people that were big, they bought houses in the suburbs and moved their kids out into the suburbs and lived in nice houses and nice neighborhoods and went to nice schools. And they commuted to work, just like everybody else. They commuted back into work and did their business. And so when they had big, drug busts, or not big busts, but when they were doing raids and arresting people, they drove out to the suburbs and were kicking doors in $1 million neighborhood houses.
Right.
So it's a little bit different.
The 90s.
It's a different vibe. So
they was doing that in Chicago. They would have condos downtown, and then you'd have trap houses in the city or wherever you do. But then that's the smart. Everybody ain't thinking like that too. So it was some of both,
No. Anyway, I thought this was an interesting scene, and it really was a contrast of how Rock dealt with him versus how she dealt with the other chick, in the club. And it really was such a contrast, because she was able to deal with him here. She was able to talk to him, and she was level-headed, and she was about her business, versus in the club, it was like she couldn't even deal. She had to walk away, I did like seeing, I mean, obviously whoever is in charge of wardrobe for this show, I'm sure is just having an absolute field day. It's probably like a dream come true to be able to go through all this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
my small experience with that, man, they got a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I was for a modern time period, but man, they got a lot of clothes, man. You go in there, it's like a shopping store. Like,
wow.
So, yeah, that's somebody's job.
Right.
To, like, get all the, and that's a good job. Like, they get paid, like, I wouldn't be surprised, close to, at least, 6 figures.
That's what the girl that was my guest from the Shy last night was saying. She was saying the outfit that she was wearing, the Shy had it prepared for her. The Shy had all these outfits for all the people that was coming on board that was going to be in that scene. You just had to put on the outfit, and whoever looked the best in the outfit that didn't drag the pole down, he got to get the FaceTime. So, enjoy it. What it is. Moochie, jump on in there and finish up this conversation.
All right, this whole conversation, you got to remember, his brother's doing life.
Right.
She used to do business with his brother, so she already got the utmost respect for him.
And it's not like the brother was doing business with her too.
And that's why this conversation is different from with the chick in the club. She don't got no respect for her because she's not on this level. I think somebody said she did. Yeah, she was beneath her. She's not on her level. When you talking like this, you talking crazy.
Why she give her so much energy then?
Because that probably was a woman thing. She had to let her. She had to let her know and flex
So
her,
now you
her
acknowledge it.
muscles.
So now you know the woman thing because
He was
before it
being
wasn't.
disrespectful.
She was being disrespectful the way she said it. It was stepped on, and it's from the ghetto. So that's why she called her a bitch.
It was though.
Anywho, look, I don't know. Y'all talking like
I'm just. Don't pay me no attention. Go ahead.
Garbage. No, I don't know. I'm just saying. But Abundance made a real good point. I think they are basing Joey Badass's character off of the Supreme team. And this is from back in the day.
Talking about the drug dealer Supreme.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to the Abundance. I'm trying to get to, are they going to be showing bodies that was in the lake? Remember when they was dropping all of the bodies and the guns when they drained the pond in Baisley Park?
Oh, so that
I want to know if they're going to go there.
That was true? That really happened?
Yes, this is all true.
Oh.
His character. And I agree with Abundance when he said it, because that's how the Supreme team used to get down. I want to see if they go to do those parties they used to give and all of that. I want to see if 50 gonna bring it to that level. If he's basing his character off of the Supreme team. And
they supposedly helped put Murder Inc. on, right?
Exactly. No, yeah, exactly. That's why I want to know if they're gonna. I know I'm going to the left with this conversation, but I'm just giving y'all a little history with Jamaica and Hollis. They had beef. I want to know if they're going to get on that. It's just so many different things where they could stretch this out for a good couple of seasons.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I hope they at least get 5 seasons.
So, I mean, I like the conversation. I love Rock's character, y'all.
Me too.
I love her. She spoke to him. You know, she still gives him the utmost respect, and I feel like I just like her. This is my girl right now. She's playing the hell out of this part. I like the clothes. I like everything. I'm just trying to figure out what area that is that they're at now, because that. I don't know what part of Queens that. I don't know what part of Queens that is. If it's Queens, I'm not even sure. But I really like this scene and everything. And Joey Badass is doing his thing.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'm in agreement. I liked it too.
Oh yeah, there's people in the chat saying they remember the lake at Baisley Park when they trained it. Yup. They found guns, bodies, all sorts of nonsense in there. It was in the paper.
Damn.
Well, I'm coming to you now, J-Mo. Did they find this in there too?
Hey, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
I don't think they found no fast food.
So J-Mo,
paper, you have to explain, because younger kids don't know what that means.
Okay, J-Mo, this is the scene where our snow bunny is giving it to somebody that we're thinking is Hugo, but we don't know for sure. And she stops like 2 strokes in because she smells something.
2 strokes.
And then she goes and figures out it's the damn dog. I guarantee you she didn't bring him back that water he was looking for. Break this scene down for me.
I mean, no, she had to use that water on her puppy child.
Let me give y'all the close-up whole thing.
She smelled the poopy. She smelled the poopy.
They got the dog in there looking like a sheep.
For real. It looked like that experiment from The Fly when he was trying to brindle fly.
Yeah,
it looks like the way the Gremlins did when they would change.
Right,
go from being a Mogwai to a Gremlin. That's what it looked like.
When they was all in Gremlins too, when they was all experimenting in the building and killing each other. Straight up. Yeah, man, that dog, boy, he didn't have, that was a hot dog. When you put the hot dog in the microwave, but you don't wrap it in a paper towel with water, and you put it in too long and it busts open, that hot dog bust open.
Oh, God.
You got to soak it first.
Boy, I'm glad I don't own no pets.
Yeah, man, don't have no pets in the house if you got rival drug dealers on your ass. That's for sure.
Yeah, man.
I want to know if she gonna keep that microwave and continue to use it.
Hell no.
No. No.
Nobody keep that goddamn.
Okay, a little
bleach.
bleach.
Take his dog out.
A little
You need some bleach and some handy wipes. You
Right.
And some Mr. Clean.
You
Little
know,
Mr.
yeah,
Clean.
Throw that
you know,
sugar
those
out.
magic sponges. You know, it
No,
should be
sir.
all right.
Larry, talk about this scene, my brother, from start to finish.
Yeah, well, she got it in a little bit. She got it a little bit, and then dude flipped her over, and then the smell got to her too much. So you know,
That was
I think
two
she was.
strokes.
I think she
It
was
wasn't
fine when she was up
bothering him.
top, but I think when she got flipped over, her nose was facing up, and that's was just they all walked in after that, you know. But that scene was
Facing
gruesome.
up.
That was just gruesome, and we know that she's going. If she doesn't know who did it, which I'm sure she has a good idea, we know it's going to be confirmed because they saved the collar, you know. And Rock has that collar. She's gonna show her that collar for a reason. She's not just gonna be like, "Okay, I let this happen. I'm not gonna let you know it was me." She's gonna let her know who she's messing
Ooh,
with.
she gonna flex. She gonna flex with the collar, Larry.
Definitely,
You think she gonna bring it back to the club?
she might get a new
Toss it
dog.
on
And
the bar?
she might get a new dog and put the collar on the new dog.
Now that's deep. That's
You know?
deep. That's some G shit right there.
Or maybe she'll get like a Tiffany bracelet and put the little Bella emblem on there. You know.
Oh man! Wow!
Wear it to the club.
Wear it
Right.
out, shake her hand, and say, "We got off on the wrong foot." Have
Bah.
Bella dangling from her bracelet.
You'll never get off on 4 feet again, though.
Never.
Oh man.
Never.
Oh man.
All right, Moochie, what'd you think about this scene?
I was laughing my ass off.
I bet you were. I bet you were.
Yo, I hope she come back with that Bella chain that dude gave her and bring it back when she come back to, because you know she coming back to the club.
She coming back.
You know she coming back to the club.
Mm-hmm.
And Scrappy bought her the chain.
I would be done.
So I want to see if she gonna come back
I'm
with
gonna
it,
be
with
done.
it twirling around her finger with her fresh manicure done, and be like, just twirling it around just to bother her because she was nasty.
Wow.
That ghetto stuff.
Mm.
That right there, that's why she got the word B called to her, because she, you know,
was she
we don't want
racist,
just stepped on ghetto stuff. I'm still pissed off about that comment.
She don't like her Coke with a little color.
I'm not even gonna take it there. She just was just like, you know, like how they used to be back in the day. Oh yeah, you from the ghetto and this and that.
I mean, she could have said you had some bootleg Coke. She ain't had to say ghetto.
Look, I'm telling you, I want to see her. I want to see Raquel take off her door knockers and get it in with her. I'm waiting to see that.
And watch what happened when little Karen know every form of karate and taekwondo on the planet.
I'm sorry. I think
she's been doing that Billy Blank stuff. She's doing that Billy Blank kickboxing.
She's the mother that sent her son.
She's gonna have her sock.
Look, she's the mother that sent her son to the park with a sock, with batteries and a sock. You don't think she's gonna get it in?
Yeah, she's
gonna have to kiss the sink in that sock.
Listen, she's gonna be talking and whipping that ass.
I will say this though, Moochie.
She's gonna be talking and whipping that ass.
I will say this. When you see someone like her that's in the game and she's doing okay for herself, you have to ask yourself, what has she been through that allows her to be here? Like, you can't just discount her as just, well, she's just white and she's just here. She's been through some shit, because the average little generic white chick is not going to be in the game with all these black folks there without having been through some stuff. So I'm just saying she might have actually been through some stuff. I would probably do a little background check on her first before you decide to step to her, because you might step to somebody. You shouldn't step to anybody who you don't know who they are.
She ain't got a problem handling
anybody when you don't know who they are.
She ain't have a problem handling the black man.
No, I'm just saying.
What she said is on.
I'm joking.
You act like I live a sheltered life because I think sometimes black folks live a sheltered life because you often think white folks are weak. Look at the world. Look at the motherfucking world. They have killed more people.
She already said she's not a scared white girl. She's gonna have to prove it now. She already said.
I recognize how dangerous the motherfuckers are. I recognize how dangerous they are. So I'm not going to discount them.
I'm not going to assume it. I want to see it.
Look, Larry, she already said she not the scared white girl. We know this. But I want to see it. I want to see her prove it.
Yeah. Let's see.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying
it's gonna be hard to see if she dot both of them eyes.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that fight because I don't want to see Rock. I don't want to see Rock have to lower herself to that level.
Look, I want her to smack Rock first and Rock get in that ass. That's all I'm saying.
I'm done.
Like when that's the fight, you gotta take the hit first.
I'll tell you what I would like to see. If anything like that's going to happen, I would like to see her get ready to smack Rock. And before her hand connects, Jukebox has knocked that bitch out.
Nah,
because that's what her. That is what
to be there.
That is what their job. That is what they're
too little to be there. Jukebox got her own thing she gonna handle with that other girl in school.
Rock is a boss.
She gonna get it in with her.
Rock is a boss. She's not supposed to be
out there doing why she a boss.
Rock is not supposed to be putting the hands on people on some random chick. She's not supposed to be doing that. I'm telling you, they gonna bump heads. Look, Rock is not supposed to be putting her hands on some random bitch. That's why she has people that work for her.
Well, I mean, Larry, to your point, the fact, probably the reason why Rock got upset when she addressed her disrespectfully is because she is a boss, and you ain't supposed to address no boss disrespectfully.
So they both a boss though, just in two different worlds. She a boss in the square world.
Hugo's the boss.
Hugo the boss. Hugo the boss in that situation. But
or he could be an absentee boss.
Absentee boss, yeah.
She ain't no boss. Hugo the boss. Like somebody said, Mooch want to put hands on that white girl.
I know.
He was gonna borrow them door knockers.
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying that she can't. I'm not saying that Rock can't.
I'm good.
Larry, you
good, Lamont. Go ahead, let Larry get it. I'm good.
Okay, we'll skip.
Said everything I wanted to say.
All right, go back, Larry.
All I was saying was be careful. I'm not saying that Rock can't get her. I'm just saying be careful. Don't discount people and think this is just some random white chick, and then you step to her and mess around and get your ass beat or get shot. Like you think about how many people could have made that same mistake with Tommy. Oh, this is just some random white dude. This is just some rich white kid driving around in his fancy ass classic car that probably cost $100,000, and they step to Tommy. And the next thing you know, they have 15 holes in them. You know,
well, it's already going to be set into play.
I'm just saying you can't just discount somebody. You have to know who you're messing with before you step to them.
Look, she gonna find out. She ain't stupid.
I know how you was saying when you was growing up, you had to get into fights or whatever because you said that people would say whatever. Well, when I used to have to get into fights, people would think because I'm light, you know, oh man, I'm beat your ass. Man, I have to beat their ass and be fighting because people think, oh, because you light skinned, you can't fight. So like I learned you have to like overbeat somebody down, like embarrass somebody, and then people will stop doing that. You know, so you never know. I mean, I'm not saying that this girl would beat Rock. I'm just saying you don't never just take a person for granted.
Yeah, y'all damn light-skinned Negroes make me sick. Make me sick. Thank God for Wesley Snipes in New Jack City gave us Dark Brothers some love. Light-skinned Negroes make me sick. All right, Larry,
we
back
got
your
Symphony
way.
on the show.
Yeah,
Go Symphony.
Simp. Yeah, exactly. Simp is going to be the symphony. You got that right. So Larry,
Ice-T.
I just want to say, like Shaq Duncan was saying, his comment. I don't know if you see it up there. He was saying something about. I was saying that I don't want to see Rock drop herself to that level, and somebody said, "What level is the white girl on?" My point is that I don't want to see Rock drop to the level where she's up there having to fight in the street like she's just she's just some street rat. I don't want to see her do that. She's a boss up there with fancy clothes and running this organization. I don't want to see her do that. When you see people in movies all throughout stuff, when you see the person that's a head of an organization actually have to get their hands dirty, it's because they're actually going with they're doing it with somebody who's on their same level. If she has to kill Unique, okay, then she kills Unique. That's a different thing. If she has to go
Godfather of Harlem when it was Bumpy and Chin.
Yeah.
They're the two bosses at least on the same level.
But you're not gonna see Bumpy go and go pluck off some little Italian corner boy.
Right.
You know, some
right.
little dude that's not even made. He's just up there running. He's in a field. You're not gonna see that. Bumpy's gonna send one of his dudes to go handle that.
Right.
You know,
right.
and that's what I'm saying. I don't want to see Rock drop to that level. I don't want to see her lower herself to that level. And at the same time, I still say you have to be careful because you don't know who you're dealing. If you don't know who you're dealing with, you can mess around, underestimate someone, and get knocked the fuck out. And if you don't think that's true, just ask Mike Tyson when he underestimated Buster Douglas and got knocked the fuck out.
I would say this: if you think she was rude before the dog got killed, if she get wind that she has a hand in that, you don't think they gonna fight?
Nah, she gonna snitch.
No, I don't think she's gonna snitch. I think she's gonna handle it some other way.
Well, guess we're gonna find out.
You know, act like white people don't have criminal organizations as well. These are some. I mean, white people are criminal minded as well. They run all kinds of criminal shit. You think that they will not retaliate?
Larry.
Why are you getting on me when everybody else is running forward too, man?
But everybody else,
run like you.
Everybody else is not talking 65 minutes going for it. Damn, man. You made your point. Keep it strict. Just calm it down.
I think Larry is Kenyan, man. He runs like no other, man. I appreciate them. I appreciate it though, bro.
I do. I appreciate it too, and I don't want him to lose himself, but I do need him to take his points and make them more narrow and get to the point quicker. That's all I need from you. And at this point, y'all got 60 seconds for the rest of this review to get this stuff knocked out. Everybody. And Larry, it's on you. So we got this girl right here. Jukebox is with the white girl. And Jukebox, who's supposed to be the bodyguard, get missing every time there's some action going on. So while Jukebox is with the white girl, we learned, we knew from Power Jukebox likes her some women. She likes some carpets. So here she goes, getting missing while Buck 20 is doing drug deals and Kanan thinking that they taken from his mama. And Kanan already got it in for Buck 20 anyway. They shoot Buck 20. His ass is dead. They talking about who gunshot him. Larry, pick up anywhere you want to.
Yeah, first of all, the whole thing with the white girl and Jukebox, the funniest part to me was when that scene when she rolled up to the white girl's school and her friend was like, "Do you go to Spence?" And she was like, "Nah." She said, "Where do you go to school?" She said, "Jamaica." And the girl said, "The island?" And the white girl, she looked like she was so embarrassed, like, "You dumb motherfuckers embarrassing me." She was like, "Queens, Jamaica, Queens." That was just right there. That was just good writing. That was just good, solid, fun writing right there.
I like hilarious. It was hilarious, man. It was hilarious. That was just pure hilarious.
Yeah. The scene with Kanan shooting Buck 20, I just felt that whole storyline was just dumb. I just feel like they should have played that should have been something that could have happened in like episode 3, maybe 4. They should have really built that up. Because there was so much they could have done with those two, maybe having some sort of rival. He wants his girl. He saw him in the back of the car when they popped off. He's on the block now. There's so much they could have done with that, and then they just killed him. And now it's just gone. And it was a waste. That was truly just a waste of an opportunity right there. So
Okay. Moochie, jump on in there. Pick up where you want to go.
You on
mute.
Mute, Moochie.
Moochie, mute.
Yeah, because I don't be wanting to cut people off. I'm sorry. I like the way this whole thing with her going up to the school. I like the music that they was playing when she was chilling, listening when she was waiting for her to come out.
Back to life.
Yes. So. I also, she's not really. She doesn't know if she's that way yet. Right now she's just a tomboy. She doesn't know if she likes girls because you see how she pulled away when the girl tried to kiss her.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as we talking about the shootout too?
Shootout too.
Yeah.
Now with this, you know who bought the guns. D-Wiz bought the guns. That's D-Wiz on the left.
Right.
And he was ready to get it in. Sean was like, nah, I'm not going around the corner and I ain't got nothing. What I'm gonna do? Yell at them if they got something?
Right. That was funny.
He wouldn't, but it was true though.
Right.
Look, I'm gonna sit here in the back and play lookout. If something coming, I'm a holler. But I'm not going out there naked. He was right. And Kanan was kind of, I think when Buck 20 got shot, I feel like how can I say it? It kind of shook him because he basically saw his life leave his body. So that was the first time. That's why I couldn't understand. I was like, why is he standing here trying to listen to what this dude gonna say? But I understood it. I think he was kind of in shock too. Especially when he grabbed his sweatshirt. And we used to wear the champion sweatshirt back in the day.
Oh, Lord. Nita, what'd you think about this whole scene?
That scene, it kind of played out a little too long for me. But I thought with the shootout, when he was going to see what he was saying, I just thought it was. I guess it was dramatized to really show his first kill and how it affected him and how, he's not a killer, but he is a killer now. And I think that they made it linger on to really show the impact of it. Even though I thought it was kind of whack, you don't just sit around when you kill somebody, you in a shootout in broad daylight. That didn't make any sense to me. But at the end of the day, this is his first time doing it, and maybe logic is not the first thing that's at the front of his mind. He just kind of going through the motions or whatever. And the thing with Jukebox, I don't know. I just know, like, when you're playing around, when you're figuring out your sexuality as a young girl, I don't think your first experience is going to be with a white girl. I don't know. I feel like, you have your girlfriends at school and you girlfriends and y'all just experiment or play around or something. But to have her kind of like first encounter with a white girl, it just felt kind of disingenuous for me. But anyway, it just kind of really showed that she was kind of hesitant. But I didn't know if the hesitancy came from her race or if it came from like her privilege, her prestige or whatever, or because I felt like she was there for a reason. I felt like, what I'm saying? I felt like she was there for a reason. It wasn't like, I don't know, it's just the way she rolled up on her, like they might have had some kind of connection and something. I don't know. It was just a little weird. I just didn't feel like it was real life. I just feel like, you have those type of experiences with your friends and your community, the people that you're around all the time. That white girl situation, that ain't for me, but it is what it is. And I give it to you.
So I was going to say, I think that the situation with the white girl I think it was perfect for Jukebox in that sense because it allows her to sort of feel out her sexuality, as you were saying, to kind of figure it out, but do it in a safe way because it's disconnected from her life. Like no one in her regular life is going to be around these white girls from these private schools. And so it's safe for her to have met this girl and to go someplace else and sit there and have this little intimate moment because no one will ever find out about it if she doesn't want them to. And honestly, I thought that situation, there was so much of this was so predictable. I thought that scene was really nice and tender because she was, we're so used to seeing Jukebox as like this hardened criminal, in power. And then here we get to see her as sort of like this, this sort of unsure of herself, young teenager. And the white girl was like, "You're shaking." And she was like, she sort of backed off. She was like, "I get it. I understand." And I just thought it was just so nice how she was just so considerate of her feelings and understanding what she's going through in the moment, because it was almost like the white girl was like, I went through the same thing, and I get what you're going through. I just thought it was a nice moment, and I thought they did a great job sort of just going. I like the way they approached this scene. So anyways, I thought it was nice. That's all. This was one of those scenes, this scene and the scene before with the white girls, asking her what school they went to. These were probably two of my favorite scenes of the series. I mean, of the episode.
J-Mo.
Well, with the white girl and jukebox, I thought that was more about back in the day, in that time period, being gay or lesbian wasn't really as open or talked about in the Black community, and so and people definitely wasn't as in touch with it back then. And so her being with the white girl, maybe the white girl was a little more advanced in that area, and she could be herself and open without it reaching back and getting to her family or friends as much. And so maybe she felt a little more safer doing it with her and being
Here's the
with
thing,
her.
though. Kanan knew.
But they
Kanan
had a different bond and love. And even in Power, he said, remember, you the first person, I'm the first person you came out to.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah,
right.
she knew Kanan wouldn't snitch on her. And even Kanan said you with the white girl, but he wouldn't have said when they was at the table, you wasn't at no singing, you was with the white girl. He wouldn't have busted her out like that and told her daddy, you know what I mean?
No,
So
he never did. He never did that either. He never did it.
yeah, so yeah, he know that she trying to figure herself out and do her thing too, and he wouldn't play her like that. Just like she was talking with Kanan about old girl he like, and so they like brother and sister probably more than cousins because they grow up together, spend all the time together, and so they probably got a different comfort level with that. But I think that's what it was. I didn't see nothing really wrong with her, with that girl, as much because she's doing something that probably may have been frowned upon with her family and friends. So she trying to figure herself out. And even though white girl was a little bit not so much looked down by her friends because of maybe being gay, but because you hang in with a black girl from Jamaica, Queens, and so they probably like, what you doing with her?
They thought she was from the country of Jamaica.
Right, right.
She liked the chocolate. That's why she was what she was doing with her. She wanted the chocolate.
They was about to make a Milano over there, sandwich, Pepperidge Farm, baby. Delicious. Anyway, I thought Jamaica, when the rappers used to rap about being from Jamaica back in the day, I used to think it was the island. I first learned it was a Jamaica, Queens from rap back during that time when they would be claiming Jamaica, Queens and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Queens is where Eddie Murphy went. So it's a Jamaica, Queens? What? They coming to America? So, I learned a lot about New York from rap, because New York rap was number one, in 80s to 90s. It wasn't until, Eazy-E and them started, branching out to really bring West Coast rap to the forefront. But rap started in New York, and all the best artists and biggest artists was from New York until shortly after this time period. And then
rap started in LA.
Rap and sandwiches.
Rap started with
rap started
with the pimps in LA.
Graffiti, hip hop culture, all of that started in New York.
Rap started with the pimps in LA.
I'm gonna give it to you real. It started in the BX.
Yeah,
rap started with the pimps in LA,
and then it branched off into the boroughs.
No, and actually the pimps in LA all came from Chicago or the South or New York and migrated to LA. And all of them that you want to name came from Chicago and all them places.
It out.
Yeah,
rap started with the
and
pimps
they
in
called
LA.
it rap because that was their game. But the art of rapping and MCing and graffiti, breakdance and New York house, all of that stuff, it came from New York. So, it is what it is. First rap album was what? Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and the jams in the park. Nobody don't good. The jams in the park.
Yeah. Yeah. And the DJ used to be listed first all the time because that's who rocked the party with the music.
Exactly.
And then people wanted to shine, so they started getting a mic and then MC in the parties. And then they started getting shine and then rapping and this and that. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I liked that scene. I liked all of that. So it was good. And, you know, I didn't have a problem with that girl. Because, you know, back then, either girls didn't know they was a tomboy or they didn't know what they may be or not. Tomboys like guys, too, or didn't know. And people was young and trying to figure it out. So who knows? Somebody said James Brown was the first rapper.
Look, they said
plenty of people rhymed with their music. But the art of rap, not singing, you're actually talking and rapping over beats.
Iceberg
the
Slam.
Lost Poets. Yup. Black Box got it. Those were the first rappers. I couldn't think of their name. I was trying to sit here and think of their name too. They used to rap. They used to rap over beats.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude my review for tonight. J Mo, are you going to finish on your channel?
Not tonight. I did get my internet today, but
I see.
Yeah,
I know you're working good.
Yeah.
No, I ain't got it working actually. This AT&T on Wednesdays, I guess they, you know, actually they got nobody on or something. I don't know what the hell.
What?
But I got the new stuff, but I got to get it installed because I don't have a coaxial cable in my house. I have everything differently. So I ain't going to have it till Friday, and I don't want to take the chance of all of that stuff and doing that. So, you know, I'm good on your thing tonight, luckily.
Yeah, you look good, bro.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back on my channel Friday night. Me, Larry, and Mooch are going to have a special guest. We always take people from the audience that come on the channel, can be a special guest. They want to talk about The Shy, and they want to talk about Power, the coming episodes. And then, of course, I'm going to have my The Fuck of the Week. And whatever story Moochie and Larry send me that they find between now and Friday, we'll cover that with the special guest. So come back and check us out Friday. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe. Get yourself that life game.
Somebody telling me to host.
What'd you say?
Somebody telling me to go host the next thing. Jay, you gonna come?
To win? To what?
If I set up the thing, if y'all talk me through it, I'll set it up where we could go to my channel.
No.
I need some views.
Well, you know what? Let's make a plan for that, Moochie. Let's plan for it. So next week, ladies and gentlemen, next Wednesday, after we get done, if you want to continue the conversation, just follow right on over to Moochie's channel. She'll have some of the same panel on channel with her next Wednesday. We cover Power. Cool?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Until Friday, people, we'll see you.
All right. Peace.
Peace.